Hello everybody, my name is InspirAspir, and today I will be showing you a tutorial video on how to load up the lights on someone else's project file that includes the MIDI extension device for the lights. As an example, I downloaded Cascoby and I's Try It Out project. Cascoby made a project for Skrillex's Try It Out. I made the lights, and we put the lights into the extension device. So since I had something to do with that, I'll be using that as an example. So all I did was I downloaded it in the zip file, I decompressed it, moved it right here, so this is my folder. So I just opened this tryedout.als. I already have that Ableton session loaded up right here. When you load up the session, you'll be able to play the sounds. You won't be able to hear the sounds right now because I won't include them in this video for copyright reasons, but just take my word for it, you can try it out yourself. When you open it up, you can actually play the sounds, and that works fine. But you will notice you don't have any lights. And that is because this extension device, by default, doesn't load up the lights every time you load up a new Ableton session. So in order to do that, you would normally go down here and hit load, and then you would choose this save device. But the problem is, because I just downloaded this project file on my computer, it's only on my desktop, that this extension device doesn't know where to look. It has a default directory that it always searches for, and so if I were to try and hit open right now, it would open this like infinite windows is what people call it. It would open a series of windows that just keep opening, and there's no way to exit except if you force quit the app, or Control-Alt-Delete if you're on Windows, whatever you do. Which is a bad thing. We don't want that to happen. So how do we avoid that? It's actually a really easy fix. Like I said, this extension device is searching in a default directory, and I'm not sure if you can change that directory. I'm sure there are some kind of settings, but I do know the default path, and so I'll help you guys here. When you open up your project file, if the lights are included, like it is in this example, then it should have a folder that includes just the lights. So in this case, there's this Try It Out collab that Cascoby and I worked on, and it even says move to MIDI ext. And so what that means is, I'm just going to copy this folder. Okay, so I'm going to copy the folder, and then I'm going to move to this MIDI ext, which is the default path the extension device looks for. And you can find that on a Mac by going to Macintosh HD, Applications, and then a Max, and then there's a version number. So for me, it's Max 6.1. And then you go right here, you'll see that there's something called MIDI ext, and then that's where you should copy and paste that folder into. So I have this, Try It Out collab, I have this in my MIDI ext. And so now, if I were to hit load in my Ableton session, it's searching for, it's going to look inside this MIDI ext directory for whatever file that you choose to save. So for example, if I were to load up this Try It Out save, it'll look in the MIDI ext in any of these folders, so for me I have a couple of them, to see if any of these folders actually contain that, and then if it does, it knows that's the folder to look for. And one thing to do though, is once you move it, you should get rid of everything at the end, the part that says move to MIDI ext, because those include white spaces that we don't want. If you've seen my other videos, or if you know anything about this extension device, you might know that white spaces cause problems and glitches. That's not something we want. So we'll delete that. We'll change the name because that's unnecessary stuff. So now that we've moved the folder into our MIDI extension path, our directory, we're gonna go back to our Ableton session, and we're just gonna go on this lights MIDI track. We're gonna hit load on this MIDI extension, and then I'm already in the, no, just kidding, I was in the wrong place. So you want to go to that one directory that I showed you. So for me, it's Macintosh HD, Applications, your Mac's version number, MIDI ext, this Try It Out collab, and then you want to find the one file that's not a .mid. The .mid is your MIDI files, those are your lights. You want to find the one that's not that. And then that's when you hit open, and then you should, it should work in theory. I'm pretty sure this will take a little bit of time to wait, so just be patient, and it should load up. I'll probably cut the video to it when it comes back. Alright, and then after you wait for a little bit, it should have loaded up, and you should notice now whenever you press any buttons, it looks like the lights are working. Before we didn't have any lights, and now we do have the feedback. I don't know which buttons are what exactly to test out, to be honest, but you can clearly tell, so we have lights. So yeah, that's all that there is to it. It's actually really simple. So to summarize it real quick, you load up the project file in Ableton. You have to move, if they provide the lights, in the folder that you downloaded, you have to move the separate folder of lights to your MIDI ext folder, because that is the default path that this extension device right here searches for. And then once that's moved there, you should make sure that the folder name has no white spaces and just the default name. And then you go back to your Ableton session, you hit load, and then you choose the file from the folder in your MIDI ext folder, if that makes any sense. And then it should load up, and you should have light feedback. So then you can just play your projects like normally. Hopefully that helps you guys. I know a lot of you have been asking before, and I'm sorry that I never got around to it, but I felt like now is a good time as any to answer it. So that really should be it. Hope you have fun with your projects, hope it works out for you. If you have any questions, let me know, I'll try my best to answer. Hopefully I didn't gloss over anything too quickly. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.